Okay, hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm talking about how to eat healthy on a budget, because we all know we are currently in a cost of living crisis, and I've heard it 100 times over. Oh, it's too expensive to eat healthy. I just can't afford to eat healthy. All of those money related excuses relating to eating healthy. And I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. I don't believe it. I know that groceries, yes, in general as a whole are costing more right now. There is no denying that, but I don't think we can single that down into the healthy section only. So let's talk about how you can eat healthy, how you can fucking smash your goals on a budget. I will also preface this by saying that a lot of the time I'm only feeding myself and my partner. So I do have the luxury of it only being the two of us. I completely understand that once we bring kids and family and more people into the picture, that can change things drastically. So we're going to have a very generalized kind of strategic video today that hopefully should relate to anyone's situation, whether you have a family, whether it's just you, whether you're in a share house, and how to really make that budget stretch to be as healthy as it possibly can be. Some of these are going to sound very, very simple, but I promise you a week slips by and you haven't implemented them. So let's run through them. The first thing is planning your meals for the week. So you're only buying what you need. So literally meal planning your week, knowing what you're having for your breakfast, lunches, and dinners. And if it means having those recipes out in front of you, or whether you've got them committed to memory, you know every single ingredient that you need for your week's worth of eating. This is on the one hand going to minimize the trips to the grocery store, which is fucking amazing, because I promise you, if you're one of those people that just does a little duck in grocery shop, 5 nights a week, you are probably spending triple the amount in your budget for the week for your groceries than what you would if you just condensed that into one bigger shop. So once you've got your little list of your meal plan for the week, I want you to do a stock take of what is already existing in your fridge and in your pantry. We're not going to do our grocery shop on the fly until we have checked what's at home. This is going to avoid food waste, which is incredible, but it's also obviously going to help your budget because you're not going to be buying extra of those things that you already have. One other thing that doing this stock take can be really helpful for is then using it as a way to kind of inform your meals for the week. So you can also do this in reverse, where maybe you do your stock take first, and then you use some of those ingredients that you have left over to then guide the kind of meals that you're going to be using for the week, rather than waiting until they go squishy and sloppy and gross in your fridge and throw them out. Next one is my absolute favorite and genuinely changed the game for me and my grocery shopping life. So that is doing your grocery order online as a delivery or a click and collect order. This is also a great time-saving hack as well, because you don't need to spend ages wandering up and down the grocery aisle. You can just add to your order as the week goes on, or you can do it from home from your couch whilst you're watching your favorite TV show, and then it's basically habit stacking. This is one of my favorite ways to do my shop, because it is such a great way to save money and be more aware of the things that are on special through the weeks. Fruit and veg often have different sales and specials, or meats have like the 2 for 15 or whatever it may be, and you can take advantage of those when you see them. And then when it comes to say proteins, you can then freeze extras of things. So being able to use those sales to your advantage because you're aware of them. Another great thing in alignment with budget, with doing your shop online, it means that you can see how much money you're spending before you get to the checkout, rather than getting up to that little checkout lady with your trolley full of things and getting to the end and going, shit, I spent $200 this week on groceries and I wanted to spend $150 or whatever it may be. We get ahead of the game. Next two are more health specific related ones, and they're nice and short and sharp and sweet. The first one is don't be afraid to utilize frozen fruit and veg. It is exactly the same nutritionally as fresh. That is a myth that we debunked a long time ago, but if you are someone who still thinks that fresh is best, yes, it's always going to be crispier and fresher and all of those things, but if budget is a concern, go for frozen. The nutritional content does not change at all. And if you are someone that wants to include some more organic fruit and veg into your diet, it's often a lot cheaper to buy the organic produce in the frozen section for things like berries or fruit and veg as it is compared to buying it in the fresh section. So that's a great hack as well. When it comes to health as well, a big one that will save you so much money will just be simply decreasing the BS that you are putting in your trolley. So as a general rule of thumb, when it comes to most Australian supermarkets, the outskirts of the supermarket are going to be where the whole foods and the quote unquote healthiest food items, or the less processed foods, lie. As we get through those kind of center aisles, the more and more the processed foods become. So when we're thinking of whole foods in your shop, think of filling your trolley majority with fruits, veg, protein, dairy, all of those good things where they are single ingredient whole foods. And then on top of that, we're adding 1 to 2 yummies into your trolley. So you will always see chocolate in my trolley, probably every single week. But what I don't do is add chocolate into my trolley and then get the crackers, the chips, the cake, the biscuits for my cup of tea, the Jats crackers for a snack, and add in piles of different packaged things and different snacks and different confectionery items. I keep a lid on kind of choosing 1 to 2 yummy little treats for my week, rather than having a million and one things that I guarantee you won't eat in a week. They will just sit in your cupboard and you'll have a bit of everything, and that is going to add up so incredibly fast. If you are a bit of a whiz in the kitchen, or maybe you're not, but maybe you're intrigued to learn, anything that comes packaged in terms of dips and sauces and pestos, and even like packaged cakes and confectionery items or health food bars, all of these things you can also make yourself, and a lot of the time it will be cheaper to make yourself. I used to be really good at making absolutely everything, but as life got busier, now I pick and choose. So I will, yes, lean on packaged items where I need to, and then also if I know that I have space in my week and I would rather know that I can make a shit ton of hummus, which I love so much, at home for half the price of like one tiny little tub, and the ingredients that I put in it at home will be 100 times better, then I would rather do that. I hope you guys aren't getting lost. Please stay with me on this checklist. The next thing is when you are buying things like nuts and seeds and legumes, even rice and pastas, all of these things are going to be a lot cheaper. My next healthy on a budget hack is that in regards to fruit and veg as well, there are so many affordable online companies, not even just fruit and veg. This actually extends to proteins now as well, and I've used a few that I personally have always had really good experiences with. So when it comes to the fruit and veg, a lot of the time you can't select what you want in your box, but essentially they are the rejects from the supermarket. So there is absolutely nothing wrong with them. They are still the same nutritionally, they still taste exactly the same, but they might be slightly odd shapes or slightly small or slightly big, and as a result the supermarkets reject them because they only want the ones that look perfect. So otherwise these foods I think would go into landfill, and these companies basically take them, they stop them from the landfill, and they create mixed boxes of the reject fruit and veg. This means that I think the fruit and veg that comes through here is so much fresher than the supermarkets, and it also is so much cheaper because you're not paying the supermarket prices, you are paying that discounted rate, and the boxes are massive for what you pay. There's also ones that do meat, that do like grass-fed meat and wild caught fish, and you can kind of pick and choose what's in those boxes specifically, and they are also great options to get really affordable ingredients that are high quality without huge price tags that the supermarkets would usually have. Also, my Melbourne girlies, there is a stall at the Prahran Market that I can't remember the name of, but they essentially take this idea of the mixed fruit and veg box. So that kind of ties into my next tip, is shopping at your local farmers markets and local places where possible. In my opinion, a lot of these places are cheaper. Generally not the pop-up farmers markets. I find that as much as I love them, they are that little bit more bougie and often a little bit more expensive. But if you have more of a permanent market near you, I guarantee that the fruit and veg and basically everything in there is going to be that little bit cheaper. It's going to be so much fresher, and you are going to be supporting the farmers and the makers directly. Okay, I have 2 more points and then we are done. So the next one is that I would always choose higher quality meats and proteins over organic fruit and veg. So if you are kind of weighing up between the two with your budget of like, do I send my budget towards organic, or do I send like organic fruit and veg, or do I send my budget towards higher quality grass-fed wild caught protein, I would always go the higher quality protein option, because nutritional differences when it comes to organic aren't massive, and you still get the same benefit from those fruit and veg as you would organic. So that's kind of where I would go first with my budget. The last one is making sure that you always go in with a shopping list and never go in hungry. So going in with a list and sticking to it is obviously going to help you stay on track and stay closer to your budget. And if you go in hungry, I promise you, you will come out with not just the 1 or 2 yummies, you will come out with everything but the kitchen sink and enough treats and enough snacks to last you a lifetime. So that is my health on a budget video. I hope that that hasn't been too overwhelming for you guys, and I hope that that has all made sense. As always, if you've got any questions, comment them down below. Comment if you've loved this video, and I will see you in the next.